On the docket today, are the San Francisco 49ers going to trade Trey Lance? According to Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, there were some rumblings at the NFL Combine about San Francisco checking in on a Kirk Cousins trade, and Kyle Shanahan with a concerning but realistic Brock Purdy injury update. Also some tidbits on Sam Darnold and him competing for quarterback one snaps alongside Trey Lance this offseason. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for joining me. So let's begin with Trey Lance. And let me ask you this question. With what you heard and how you read this quote from John Lynch, does it tell you that the San Francisco 49ers are at least open to trading the former number 3 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft? Here's what John Lynch had to say on Monday, then we'll react to it. Quote from John Lynch: "We listen to anything, but we like Trey on our team. We're very excited about the way he's progressing, about his opportunity. I think he's chomping at the bit to get back out there." If the 49ers as an organization, and in particular John Lynch, love Trey Lance, wouldn't the answer be somewhere along the lines of, no, we are not trading Trey Lance. We see him as a part of our football team moving forward. He's had a couple of rocky years to start his NFL career, suffering some unfortunate injuries, but we still think that he can be a great player for this organization, take us to new heights, and be that guy we envision him becoming when we traded up to take him at number 3 in the 2021 NFL Draft. You didn't get that from John Lynch. You got him keeping the door open about trading Trey Lance at some point. Think of it this way, right? You're asked if you're going to stay with your current company that you work for, and you respond with, "I'm always going to listen to offers and see what other jobs have to offer me, but I'm excited about my future with this company, and we'll see what happens." If you have an opportunity to shut the door on something and say something definitively, you shut the door on something and you leave absolutely no doubt. John Lynch didn't do that. I will not be shocked at all if the 49ers trade Trey Lance at some point, whether it's during the offseason over the next couple of weeks, during the NFL Draft, or once Brock Purdy gets healthy. John Lynch had an opportunity to shoot these trade rumors down, and he didn't do that. And Kyle Shanahan didn't really do that when he addressed the media on Tuesday either. So a lot of you out there can say, "Chase, you're ridiculous for continuing to talk about this." Look, this happens in business all the time. And it's happening right now for the San Francisco 49ers. If they wanted him on this football team, they would say that definitively. And if they thought that he was going to be the starter, they wouldn't say that Sam Darnold is going to compete with him for quarterback one snaps. And for John Lynch yesterday, he wouldn't have said that Brock Purdy has earned the right to become the team's starting quarterback. There are question marks clearly about how this organization feels about Trey, and that cannot be denied. So with that, our poll question for today's show, this will also be our pinned comment, so make sure you get your responses in. Will Trey Lance be on the 49ers roster at the end of the 2023 season? Give me a 4-9 for yes, he's going to be on the 49ers, or O for another team. Let me know down in the comment section. More quarterback drama here. Mike Florio on Pro Football Talk this morning saying there was chatter about the Niners trading for Kirk Cousins at the NFL Scouting Combine a couple of weeks ago in Indianapolis. Kyle Shanahan's love and infatuation for Kirk Cousins continues. He coached him with the Washington Redskins at the time, and from that point, there have been rumblings and there's been a paper trail about the Niners and, in particular, Kyle Shanahan's interest in Kirk Cousins. Here's my thing about Kirk. He's put up gaudy numbers. He's produced a lot. He's aired it out and put up some pretty spectacular statistics. I don't care about that. Has Kirk Cousins ever, and I mean ever, had a big moment in his NFL career? When has he ever come up in a big spot in a playoff game or when the lights are shining the brightest? He doesn't. He always crumbles. He always shrinks in the big moment. By trading for Kirk Cousins, you'd be giving up a lot. You'd be paying him a lot. You'd be altering the salary cap on your roster so that you don't have as good of a team. and he does not get you any closer to a Super Bowl. So why would the 49ers right now have two quarterbacks on their rookie deals in Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, but also entertain the thought of trading for Kirk Cousins and that astronomically high salary? If you're going to trade for a quarterback who has a monster contract, why are you not in on Aaron Rodgers? Why are you not in on a Lamar Jackson? Your love for Kirk Cousins is blinding you, Kyle Shanahan. I don't know if I buy this because some of what Mike Florio has said about the Niners over time has not rung true. It's been a little bit off, but also at the same time, can you deny what he's saying? Because Kyle Shanahan continues to have this admiration for Kirk Cousins, which I do not understand. Yes, he wants a quarterback who can get the ball out quickly, accurately to his playmakers in space so that they can pick up yards after the catch. There are better options out there than Kirk Cousins. And I'm not even kidding you. I'm not tripping. I would rather have Brock Purdy as my team's quarterback than Kirk Cousins. Speaking of Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan saying what I've been saying for the last month, that Purdy could miss the first couple of weeks of the regular season. Anywhere between the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even the first month. This makes a lot more sense with the delay in surgery that we saw for Purdy. It was already going to be a tight 6-month timeline if his surgery did not get delayed. It did get delayed by about 2 weeks, and I don't see how Purdy is going to be ready to throw in training camp, like what John Lynch said yesterday. And speaking of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, so much mixed messaging between these two. And look, they seem to have a pretty good relationship, but they seem to be on the opposite side of the spectrum with a couple of talking points. With Lance, with Purdy, with a couple of other roster moves and roster decisions over time. Lynch yesterday, we hope that Brock Purdy is back for training camp, and we think that he can be. Kyle Shanahan, it could be week 4. Also, more from Shanahan on the quarterback position. Said that Sam Darnold and Trey Lance will split first-team reps. This is something that I do not disagree, or this is something that I don't agree with, and I've continued to defend Kyle Shanahan. I think he's a top 5 coach in this league. I think he's a wonderful offensive mind. I think that he's spectacular, and anybody who wants him gone, understand that it's very difficult to find elite coaches in this league, and Kyle Shanahan, in my eyes, is elite. You look at what he did 2 years ago, 3-5 start. They still were able to make it into the playoffs, win 2 road playoff games, win on the road week 17 against the Rams, and make it to an NFC championship game. And then this past year, another slow start. They finished the regular season on that torrid winning streak of 12 games, still made it to an NFC championship game. And if Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt, what happens? Also, you had to change the offense a couple different times. Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brock Purdy. And the 49ers got better with Mr. Irrelevant, the final pick in the draft. So Shanahan, I think, deserves credit for that. But to have Sam Darnold and Trey Lance splitting first-team reps, I just don't agree with the decision. What does Trey Lance need? Trey Lance needs reps. He needs experience. Why would you have Sam Darnold take those opportunities away? You don't know what Trey Lance can be. You don't know what Trey Lance is. You have a pretty good indication and a pretty good idea of who Sam Darnold is at this point of his NFL career. If I'm handling this situation, I'm letting Trey Lance sink or swim, and I'm trying to see if he can be that guy that we envision him becoming, coming out of North Dakota State in the 2021 NFL draft. And shoot, I traded 3 first-round picks to move up to take Trey Lance in that draft, and I've only seen him start 4 games to start his NFL career in his first 2 years, and he started a combined 21 games going all the way back to 2019 at North Dakota State. Trey Lance has a strong arm, really good athleticism, good mobility, and Kyle Shanahan even said today, if he didn't get hurt, we think he would have had a monster season. But Brock Purdy's going to be away from the team rehabbing that elbow. So let's see what Lance can actually do. And if he falls flat on his face, that's him. And then you know that he can't be that franchise guy. But you can't risk not playing him at all, not giving him ample opportunities, and then maybe trading him away, not exercising his fifth-year option. Then he goes to another team in free agency in a couple of years, and then he becomes a stud. And then you're left with that sour taste of, shoot, what if we let him get away? For Sam Darnold, it's become pretty clear he's not a starter in this league. Since the 2018 NFL draft, he's 21-34 as a starter. He's thrown 61 touchdowns to 55 interceptions. What does that tell you? He's very inconsistent. He's last in passer rating among quarterbacks with 32-plus games played at 78.2. His completion percentage is 59.7. Among those quarterbacks, dead last. Third worst interception percentage behind Jameis Winston and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Not good in air yards per attempt or yards per attempt. Now, does Sam Darnold have ability? Yes. Do I like his physical stature, his athleticism, and his arm strength? For sure. Does he still have potential? Yes. Has he had bad coaching with Clay Helton at USC, with the Jets, with the Carolina Panthers? Yeah, you can make that argument. But see what Lance can do. That's how I would approach it. And by splitting your first team reps between Sam Darnold and Trey Lance, you're just not giving Lance that opportunity or yourselves the opportunity to see if he can fulfill that potential. So that's today's San Francisco 49ers report. I'm still at home here. I might have had the flu. I have no idea. But the weekend was rough, but I've been getting better over the last couple of days. I hope to be back in the studio tomorrow. Live show or two this week. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, just cooking up this content here on the show. Show us some love by subscribing to the channel. We appreciate the support. Hit that thumbs up icon. Get in the comment section. Let me know if you hate me, if you love me, what you thought of the show, what you think about all these subject matters. Kyle Shanahan, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins. A lot to discuss, certainly. And we'll catch you next time here on the show. Enjoy the rest of your day.